Uh-oh. I went adventuring on eBay again. You guys remember what happened the last time, right?
Look at this shit that's on the freaking barrel. It's ridiculous. Who lets their gun get like that? God.
Well, when I see a gun like this WGP MG7 here listed as Pintball Gun with a buy it now price of $45 and a description consisting solely of WGP brand gun has flames, shoots hard, how could I resist?
A cheap gun, oh what fun it will be to review. It's got flames, silly names, definitely American. WGP, oh why do you sell this spoolie? Gun shouldn't take 40 minutes just to disassemble the fucking bolt.
Boy, not many companies go out like WGP did. If you remember my Trilogy SF video, you'd know that WGP was hurting by 2007. But by '08, one was already feeling nostalgic for 2007 again. Jardin Corporation, the company that had recently acquired JT Sports and thereby WGP, was tired of the brand faltering, so I can only assume they were given one last shot to plead to the executioner to put down the axe. What a fine time to branch out into unknown territory for WGP then. This is a spool valve gun, and it's the only one WGP ever sold. Sold, not made. Now, outsourcing manufacturing was nothing new for WGP, since the Trilogies and the War Machines before it were also produced overseas. But these guns were still designed in-house. This time, WGP just said, "We need a mid-level gun to steal some sales from that Ion. And this guy's website looks real legit." And went to a company called Air Challenger to manufacture the gun for them. Air Challenger, we make it powerful! Definitely American! Air Challenger is no stranger to making markers for other companies. Before the MG7, they made free-flow cocker bodies, Dragon and Game Face's blowbacks, and Diablo's popular Wrath guns. After the MG7, they would go on to produce the hostile Rogue. Separate from these licensed jobs, Air Challenger had some odd original designs like this Franken-Wrath spoolie called the EG803. It actually looks kind of interesting. I'll be honest, I want one. And then there's the MG7, the EG804. Evidently, this is the one that really impressed whoever was left working at WGP at this point. This gun sort of looks like that Ion, and it's got flames on it. Definitely American! Remember that WGP Black Magic? It had flames on it. This gun'll fit right in. And so the deal was inked, and here we are.
Well, here's the MG7. Just how I got it from eBay. Just open the box. Here's what I find. Very strangely, it comes with the barrel, not from the MG7, but from a WGP War Machine, an equally obscure and not very well respected WGP gun. But here we go. Here's the gun. It's got some paint residue on the flames. This is the pure, regular old WGP MG7. It's not the Pro. Not the Pro model, but that hardly matters. We'll get into that later. So you can see a little bit more paint residue. And oh my god!
I should have expected this. Dried paint. Dried bottom shelf white box seconds, remember those? Rejects with plenty of sticky residue around the feed neck. Ugh. Obviously the previous owner just broke paint and decided it was possible to just shoot it clean, because that works. The spray seeped out all over the barrel and it threads into the gun as if it was lubricated with peanut butter. Just listen to the lack of metal on metal contact noise and the tacky exterior sticking to my hands. But I'm here to resurrect this beast, so let's get busy. This gun's layout is so weird. The battery goes in the top behind the bolt engine. There's no separate frame or removable grips. Those are integrated into the plastic outer shell. The screws are only strategically placed there to make it look as if the grips were separate. Field stripping isn't really possible. Weekend stripping is a more accurate term. All I want to do is take out the bolt engine so I can clean this shit up, but as you can see, we're going to have to take apart everything just to get there. So you have to remove 4 screws on the grips, 1 screw to remove the battery, 2 more screws to take off the eye covers, and then it still doesn't come apart? Oh, why? One more screw hidden underneath the HPR, just because. And to get to that, you have to remove the bottom line and reg, because this gun comes with a rubber-coated braided hose instead of macro line.
Oh, it's fucking metric. That makes a whole lot of sense. Because the standard MG7, or at least the Air Challenger one, wasn't metric. But lo and behold, the WGP one, the American version, is metric. But only partially metric. The worst kind of metric. Some imperial, some metric. That is a combination that should not exist, and this Allen key does not want to fucking go in there.
After that, you can finally pry apart the clamshell. It doesn't want to come apart easily, and when it does give way, the trigger and its pin immediately fall out. The way this gun operates, it's so simple, it boggles my mind how they could get this part right and the rest of it so wrong. The gun operation reminds me of an improved Dangerous Power G3/4/5 whatever, and I'm impressed that they were able to make the gun so light because of its skeleton design and compact layout. Now I can get to the bolt engine. Oh, I'm sorry, I mean the new spool accuracy set. Definitely American! This is really the one part of the gun I think Air Challenger nailed. So simple, it's a head scratcher as to why the rest of the gun is so overly complex. As expected, it's all gummed up with paint. So let's get to cleaning. Must rub away the sin. Clean. Gotta make it clean. If it's clean, no one can blame me. It will be clean. My hands will be clean. The blood will go. No one will know. So here are the internals, in all their simple glory, just 4 main parts. I'm not exactly sure what to call everything individually, like this washer or bolt guide thing, because the manual doesn't explain it. This is the bolt guide thing, and here's the patented 6-shooter Venturi bolt. WGP was too lazy in the manual besides just calling the engine the internals. Back to cleaning. Cleaning the breech, cleaning the threads, cleaning the eyes and the detent holes. Here's another interesting tidbit. This gun uses a sealing O-ring in the breech to minimize blowback, just like the Quest. So now the MG7 is all disassembled and sanitized, but we're only halfway there! Now time to cram it all back in. The bolt's pretty simple, just keep track of that little rear spring. But then there's this. This trigger spring doesn't have a groove it slides into. It just braces up against the trigger and solenoid housing. And this has to be done while trying to maneuver the micro switch back into its pins without knocking the trigger off its pin. Ugh, it's so freaking annoying it doesn't go on! As you can see, I failed here and needed another try. You have to remember to put the battery on before reassembly because the wires are too short to try and put it on afterwards because reasons. Finally, after you snap the cover back together and put the eye covers back on, you're good! Oh, can't forget, time to clean that barrel. Let's try and clear out those porting holes with some water and... Oh. Well, looks like the dried paint has completely blocked off all but 2 holes. Great! Okay, now it's clean. It's done. It's finished. Anything else I'm forgetting to mention? Oh yeah, it's got a light in the back, 2 buttons, semi-auto only board, and pro version had multiple modes, blah 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 blah. Okay, it's got a blob-long torpedo reg, blob-long, blob-log-blong, blob-long, bob-long torpedo reg clone. No complaints there really. Got rid of this War Machine barrel for the CP. It's the greatest thing since Great Value White Bread. Ugh. Let's shoot it. 305. 300, 299, 309, and 307. Pretty consistent. All right, let's rip some bullets. There we go! It actually shoots well. This is what kills me about the gun. It's so annoying, but when it comes to going bang, it does a pretty good job. So I went out to use it in a game. First time I shoot an orange ball, it breaks.
No! No, 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 no. Damn it! What? It broke in the breech like I knew it did. And now I gotta take it all the way apart again, which takes 40 minutes.
To be fair to the MG7, the paint that day was awful, and it was breaking in all of my guns. My JT Impulse is usually good with brittle paint, and this happened. Although I still got the kill. And my ICD FS8 is always soft on paint, and it almost cost me this kill. So blame the paint for those breaks. But blame the gun for being so difficult to strip, and blame me for being a sucker for buying obscure things like it. But I can't help it. And there's more where that came from.